Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Jordan Stanford, and we will be going over sexual morality today. What is sexual morality? It is the study of ethics in relation to human sexuality and sexual behavior. Sexual ethics seeks to understand the conduct of interpersonal relationships. Here are some key terms. Conventional viewpoint. It is the idea that sex is morally acceptable only men and women who are married to each other legally. A liberal viewpoint says as long as basic moral standards are respected, any sexual activity engaged in by informed consent. Homosexuality, it is the sexual relations between people of the same sex. Pornography is sexually explicit images or texts meant to cause sexual excitement or arousal. What is a liberal perspective? And this is going to be something that I'm going to go a little bit more deeper into. A liberal perspective. It is not like the political views of the other liberals, they just have the same name. This is the basic moral standards are respected. So, no harm is conflicted to a person because of their sexual activity or preference. Just take the time to, think about some things. Should their viewpoint be respected? Do you think it's right or wrong for how they feel about sex and sexuality? What do you think? Here are some charts. I'm going to go straight to them because the links will make this a little bit longer. Here's a chart that shows the percent of males and females 18 to 24 years old at an interview who had their first sexual intercourse before the age 20. So 13% did not want to have it, 6% did not. 52% of females had mixed feelings for it, 31% of males also had mixed feelings. 33% of females wanted to have it. 59% of males also wanted to have it. This is a percentage chart of ages 15 to 19 who've had any oral sex experience. So, 14% of females among teens who've had not had any sexual experience, and 15% of them, of males, did not have any sexual intercourse. Teens who've had sexual intercourse, 87% females, 91% males. Teens who've had oral sex, there's 47% females and 51% males. Now back to the show. Here's some extra statistics. By age 20, 77% of adults will have premarital sex and 75% will have marital. Flip it around, 77% of marital, 75% premarital. By the age 44, 90% of women have had premarital sex, while 96% of males have had the same. At age 15 to 21, 11% of women had the same sexual experience, has same sexual experiences. As for men, is 4%. So same sex, 11% women, 4% male. On average, men experience sex at 16 and a half and women at 17 and a half years old. That's the stage, of course, when puberty's hitting and they're starting to mature. So they're gonna learn more about sex and discover it. So that percentage is right there. Pornography. With all the different views, the sale and use of pornography has an impact with this entire thing with a liberal. And now we're going to take a look at a liberal perspective. It is it's okay in the liberal perspective because of their personal liberty to free speech and desire and see fit as long as it does not cause harm to others. So they're okay with non-censorship because they're saying yes, you have your free will, it's your body, do what you want with it as long as it's not child pornography. Other than that, everything is cool. Show what you like to show, sell what you want to sell, as long as you're not harming anybody else. I forgot to mention one viewpoint, and that was a moderate viewpoint, and it says it is a permissible sex is permissible whether marriage or not. It's if it's consent for partners, sexual emotional connection. So a moderate viewpoint, it does not really. It's almost like a liberal viewpoint. It doesn't matter. You just have it marital or non-marital, but we're going to continue. Moral arguments with different views, of course, there's going to be disagreements. Everybody has disagreements because everyone has a different perspective. And with this kind of view, says that sexual behaviors has a morally significant goal. Alan Goldman is a philosopher, and he says that it is a desire of contact with another person's body for pleasure that the connection brings. Other philosophers say that pleasure is a byproduct. Igor Primarts, forgive me for the mispronunciation, also agrees with Goldman. Psychosexual stage. A psychosexual stage is the stage that Sigmund Freud, the father of psychology, has claimed that stages are fixations or needs that we as humans have and want and also need to take care of. So there's oral, anal, there's just different types. You can read the rest, but for I just want to use the oral as an example. So say someone stops smoking after years. So they have an oral fixation to constantly put stuff into their mouth, like constantly eating, a hand and mouth coordination type of thing. How does religion tie in with this? Each religion has a different viewpoint on sex. Judaism, for an example, a traditional Judaism only approves of sex between husband and wife. In the Torah, it is the laws of God as revealed to Moses. It says, "Be fruitful and multiply," and that's why they view it as a holy thing. Catholics say God created sex for pleasure within its proper marriage between a man and a woman. Unmarried Catholics express chastity through sexual abstinence, and sexual intercourse within marriage is considered chaste. And Christians, I would have put them, but they have the same viewpoints as Christians, as my apologies, as Catholics. So, but the Catholics are a little bit stricter on how they handle sexual intercourse or premarital sex than Christians would. So a little bit stricter viewpoint with the Catholics. Christians are the same, but a little bit lenient. What are some moral theories on this topic? There's the natural law theory. It holds that right actions are directed toward the aims revealed in nature. Immanuel Kant, his viewpoint, Kant favors a conventional approach on this perspective, well, on this morality, and his theory also has a liberal view. And his liberal viewpoint says that we must always treat people as ends in themselves and never merely as means. Thomas Mapp says treat someone merely or solely as means. He defines using another person as violating the requirement that is based on her enforced consent. With Thomas' viewpoint, he is like respect the other person solely or merely. Just pretty much give them respect and have the same moral need or requirement for this sexual activity from what I've taken from the reading. I'm gonna be honest. That's what I've taken from that and hopefully had a better understanding and grasp of that. Will it go to the next? That is the end of my presentation. I hope this was very informative and given as much information, but I will do a short summary of liberal sexual morality. It is, with the liberal viewpoint, is that you can pretty much, I wouldn't say you can pretty much do whatever you want, but it is, as long as you respect their moral standards, they're going to respect yours. It's pretty much a both way, a respect kind of point of view. Just think about liberty. You want your freedom to do what you want and how you please, and not get any source of punishment or feel any wrath. So that's all they are going for as well. Hope this was a good explanation. Thank you. Have a great day.